Modern society repeats a constant promise. Having more opportunities, more career paths, and more lifestyles translates directly to absolute freedom. Yet, with every possible door thrown open, a vast number of people report feeling highly anxious, emotionally drained, and deeply lost. Absolute availability generates severe mental overwhelm, placing an unexpected barrier between the individual and the peace they expected to find. The sheer volume of alternatives strips the casualness out of daily living. Selecting a city to live in or a profession to pursue now carries an invisible, suffocating weight. Minds become locked in a cycle of continuous comparison. People operate under a persistent, quiet terror that out of thousands of trajectories, they somehow selected the incorrect one. The baseline difficulty of survival has arguably decreased, yet the psychological burden has spiked simply because the menu of choices never ends. This cultural celebration of limitless choice can quietly create a state of intense internal confinement. For most of human history, the brain evolved in small tribes and highly restricted environments. Survival required making very few critical choices. Our ancestors did not spend their cognitive energy evaluating thousands of competing lifestyles, relationship models, or personal identities on a daily basis. Modernity forces this ancient hardware into a radically different environment. The brain is now compelled to make relentless, rapid-fire decisions across every conceivable domain. We evaluate what to watch, what to wear, who to date, where to invest, what career to pursue, and what personal brand to project. Every single evaluation actively consumes a finite reserve of mental energy. Eventually, the system hits a point of absolute failure. Psychologists call this decision fatigue, the total burnout of a mind trying to process endless alternatives. The exhaustion you feel at the end of a normal day is a hardware mismatch. Your brain is struggling to process a volume of data it was never designed to handle. This biological vulnerability met its perfect catalyst in the modern digital landscape. Algorithmic feeds force the mind to observe millions of alternative, optimized realities simultaneously. Every scroll provides another image of a richer, more productive, or more attractive existence. This continuous exposure generates a haunting suspicion that your own life is inherently incomplete, or that you are falling behind schedule. FOMO has evolved into an existential anxiety about selecting the wrong timeline entirely. It creates a dangerous psychological split. A person physically exists in one reality, while their mind silently mourns thousands of imaginary lives they will never experience. Through relentless exposure to what could be, the mind loses its capacity for contentment. It becomes permanently convinced that a superior life is always unfolding somewhere else. Modern culture offers a consistent prescription for this anxiety. Keep your options open. We are instructed to never settle and to endlessly reinvent ourselves. But this instruction produces paralysis. The moment you commit to a specific path, you immediately face the terrifying reality that you are abandoning countless other possibilities. Terrified of this imaginary loss, people remain emotionally suspended. They engage with relationships and careers superficially, always endlessly searching, always waiting for a better option. Human meaning emerges from deep commitment, sacrifice, and the psychological finality of closing doors. The modern world lied about this. The truth is, genuine happiness requires the courageous acceptance of one singular, imperfect reality. This is the psychological cost of identity itself. Becoming one specific person intrinsically requires giving up the chance to become anyone else. True freedom begins the exact moment you stop asking what else your life could have been and finally decide to live the one you have.